Hi there guys. What I've been sometime asked is how can we use functions, how can get-to-go functions go from one to another, and then also how can I pass a variable between one function to another. So I thought let's make a video. So we can see here we've got 28 lines of lovely code here. We have got approximately 5 functions. We've got login function, a register function, a game function, a startup function, and say hello in another function. I know, all very cunningly named. So we can see here on line 28, we've got this line of code here, which is startup brackets, which means we're going to go to the startup function, which means straight away we're going to get this. If I comment this out very quickly, very sneakily, all this code here works. These are different functions. They're functions that have been created. They've got code inside them. The code inside them work. I've tested it, don't worry. But if I click run, nothing happens. Bit of a dramatic pause there, I know. If I uncomment it, what happens in the background is it goes through all the functions. Yep, everything's tickety-boo. This is the first real line of code here. We've got here startup, so it's then going to take us to startup, and it's saying choice equals input. Do you want to log in or register? And if we're saying the choice is L, we're going to go to say hello in another function, which is here. So it's going to say hello, and then it's going to take us to the login function. If the choice is R, it's going to say hello in another function again, and then it's going to take us to the register, at which point we're going to have another say hello in another function, and then ultimately we're all going to end up in the login function there, which will then take us to the game function there. So let's see this in action. So first of all, I'm going to say I want to register first of all, so we can see what's going on here, how we're using say hello in another function. So this code is just being executed multiple times, we can see here, and we can see the different functions being loaded by the text I've put here appearing over here. And again, just so we can see what's going to go on as well, we're going to go straight to login, and it's going for login code, game code here, and we can see this hello here, which is being generated by say hello in another function. So this is how we can use functions to create and compartmentalize a little menu system or setting up different areas in a game. What I want to do now though is I want to create a variable and then pass it over somewhere else. And this is actually relatively straightforward to do. So what I'm going to do in the login function, I'm going to create a cunningly named variable called login variable. And I'm just going to give that the text of boo. So at the moment, login variable there, boo. When this gets run, it's going to look for here. So what I'm going to do in the game here, we're going to say it's going to pass it login variable. So when I go down to the game function, it's going to pass it this function here, which is boo. So if I go down to here, I now need to update game because I'm passing it a variable, login variable, and you can see it's gone in italics. That means it's being passed a variable from somewhere else. So all I'm now going to do down here is I'm going to go print login variable here. So this login variable was created right here in a completely different function. So what should happen now when we try to log on, it'll get to the login function, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, it will say boo. So we're going to go for login, and we've got our boo here. So what we've done is we've taken a variable here which would have been local, oopsie daisy, there we go, that's better, which would have been local to that function there, but we've passed it, we moved that data over somewhere else. So now we can use it and reference it in another function. This might mean, for example, if you've got a login function and you're taking someone's username and password, for example, you might then want to refer to their username and password later on. So again, you can pass that information over. I hope this video has been helpful for you. Feel free to whack any comments below, and I shall see you later on. Tally ho!